and a half of coding StarkOS. Things are finally getting interesting here as I am starting to deploy packages through a database that is replicated. I'll do a first quick review in a couple of seconds, but first I just want to say thank you to Bass Rebels for their amazing streaming music. And with that out of the way, I want to say that I was ranting on day 3 about, which was the previous video, about how there's a general paranoia of running code in a browser, usually is what I meant, from anything other than loading a page on a server or an object URL like blob in a browser. So this API. So the problem with with my statement is, first of all, I tried to use this URL API to create something similar in Node.js, and last time I saw that it didn't work. So that's a bit of a concern because I need to be able to run my file as if it was from a URL, and for some reason I have to save it to my hard drive or look for like a RAM disk in order to do this in Node.js, so that I can have a URL. I suppose I could run my own server too, but that's like trying to get in my right pocket with my left hand, sort of ideals. So I just abandoned that idea after 20 minutes, half an hour of trying last time. But I did find this lame string in a require package for Node.js, and it was okay. It's kind of concerning that you get 2 million downloads. Ideally, I'd like this to not be used as much in Node.js, because we have an option for secure sandboxing of code in Node.js, and that's not even getting close to 1 million. It's only a tenth of that, 10% of that. So this is exciting. It was a good find. And I tried the same kind of URL, try to keep my idea going forward with the URL for the browser. So the idea was, can I have a virtual file system in the browser that's based on the local storage? And would that work by providing a URL? The only problem is that it doesn't. Like, it's not a true view, because when the browser makes the request, it won't make the request like from HTML. Let's say you include a file in your Angular, and then you want the browser to load it from this URL. Well, you can't. So it's not very useful, although I found it very interesting, along with this where is it? WebTorrent. WebTorrent's pretty cool too. I found this last time. So I'm gonna close this, even though it's cool. I know it's probably not gonna work. If you want to look at the code, tell you why. See how it adds event listeners to install and then handle the fetch. Oh wow. Okay. So if this actually works, no, because can I get JavaScript to load before HTML? Because if that works, because this is the browser that I made an example, so for the WebGit, I created a file on my local storage, and when I click it, let's see. Oh wow. Okay, so it goes to a URL. By using this, where is it? By using this event listener. Which looks pretty general. That's a nice. Wow. Oh, I guess I can just I retract my previous sentences. I guess this fetch does work. So if I include like an HTML, if I can make an HTML page that uses this kind of flow, then I'll be set to we'll see. I have to try this out, but it looks pretty good. It might still be difficult to intercept the fetch if my HTML doesn't work. And the reason why I want this is because I want to be able to replace this whole client asks the server what it should run. So for this JavaScript file, for example, and that breaks the Hollywood principle, which I keep coming across very many times when I'm talking about client-server architecture. So that's the don't call us, we'll call you. That applies especially to the server client, because the server always wants to dictate what the client does. But then for security, this principle gets broken to provide the file from the server, so the client has to ask something. So this whole involving the client is hard. And what I found for later on, if I want to build Angular apps, is this NGS build system that will create a single bundle from Angular. So I can just package my app and I can load it from, hopefully from this local web server that I have running on the client. That's the really cool idea here. I realize now I'm gonna have to restart my browser. I thought I had the right browser open, but no. It somehow magically went to the place where I had all my tabs. Day. Okay. So I'm just gonna get my project open up again. Sorry about this. Okay, so I have my node set up. Okay, sorry, I'm just thinking, what do I need? I need to connect and run my database. So I'm SSHing into my virtual machine. And then I'm just going to port forward to my database cluster, which has got 3 nodes running on Kubernetes or K3s. You can see the nodes here. And then what I did was a quick recap of what my database is doing so far. I updated my couch per user settings so that every time I add a user, it adds a database and handles deleting users as well. And then I set up 2 routes. I set one up for, first of all, I bootstrapped an admin user so that I would have an admin database, which is this one, from my actual admin user that is signed in right now. So there's another different user, but I can't see this user. This is the ultimate administrator. So anyway, then what I did is I added a node for a resource. I added a database for a resource, and that's separate. And then oh no, sorry. So I made a user. I made a user that's different from my admin user, right? Which is this one. And then I made a resource which has got a database. And then this database and replicates to this one, and this one waterfalls into that one. So you can see here, I add these. Wow. Which one's later? Okay. I don't know why or how I would go about restarting this. Maybe I can do this. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't work. So anyway. Oh, now that's retrying. This is really weird. Anyway, I'm not too worried about this part for now. I will have to do it to manage these. Whoops, in the core. So I'm talking about, I split my project up into 2 parts. Last time or the time before that. And so maybe like a restart. So anyway, that's kind of the core, this whole registration mechanism. I could I need to look up how to retry those are. But anyway, here's the resource, and then the resource gets replicated to the user so that they can read, but they can't write. It's not replicated the other way because otherwise it would copy my more restricted information. So the same happens for the admin user. Excuse me, they can see their own configuration file as well as their users and their resources or nodes, computing resources. It's like wherever this orchestrator is deployed as a Node.js service. And now, what I did last time is after I messed around with the blob and figured out that there was no blob, I had an executable, which is really going to be called package from now on. Which is only used here. Okay, so I just ran this using the old and required from string, which makes me a little nervous because this is the server. So another thing I wanted to mention is that compared to the client, this is worse. This is a worse thing to do. So on the client, things are fairly well secured now. On the browser, I mean, they're fairly well isolated. The browser sandbox is fairly strong, but on the server, just requiring from string, and there's another one. So stay away. I want to stay away from required from string, which 2 million plus. Let's see. There's another one. This one, So it says not evil. Okay, that's not that bad. It's 1,000 times less. That's worse. This one just, I think it just doesn't have the requires in it. I think it would be too much work, and that's why people don't even use it. But technically I could run this through something. There was, I looked at the more heavy-handed options, and there's also, so I'm talking about what are my options for running untrusted code in a sandbox through Node without requiring OS. So with OS, you can have containers, or you can have like K3s or Docker, which, you know, I could spend the time doing that, but it's not quick and easy. And plus, my database itself is handling some of the security issues. I could do, like, through my database, I could do like, are you sure, you know, like a dialogue, are you sure you trust this pod? It comes from an untrusted source, that kind of thing, like in Windows, which I'll probably have to do. But that's not any guarantee, right? And even Windows got a sandbox kind of stuff now, along with containers. There's also Cuckoo, which sounds silly, but it's basically containers plus some code. Some code analysis, sorry. And then there's static code analyzer. What is... No. Oh, cool. I didn't even know about that. I'm probably gonna have to use that. Oh, definitely. Okay, so Cuckoo's kind of the same thing. So those are kind of heavy-handed. I figured this would be the easiest, as in VM2. Okay. So this should give me pretty much what I want for running packages. And the only problem I have now is having a package service, because it's gonna need... Oh, so it depends actually. I need now to be able to bundle a list of dependencies into one Node.js module. So bundle so that I can load the dependencies of every package that I run through this, sandbox. Multiple npm packages. Do I just do requires? And then I have them all? So what is that, like a node modules? So that requires can, oh, okay. So it runs synchronous code, but of course, I think I can run asynchronous things within it. Whoa. That's cool. So I'm gonna need to keep that. And then package.json. Package node modules. Or just bundle. Yeah. Don't. Bundle or source.
And you're afraid of spiders. Dairy Farmers of Canada. Sustainability is behind the logo.
Okay. So what it looks like is going to be happening is it's going to download the project to a known location. So it downloads the source. It runs npm install and possibly like a build step, and then it runs the process through the sandbox. Let's see. Does Webpack run on Node though? What does Webpack do for the browser? Where's the string? So I might just use this to avoid saving anything for too long. Oh, okay. Using 2 album bundles, okay. Oh, cool. So I need to install the project and then build the Webpack, and then I can just run it. Very cool. So I don't need a build process as much as I need just a run process, which also involves let's see. So install, can have a post install, but then I need unhandled rejections. I need a variable here that says which one is my main. So my first main. Main. Only what's returned from module. How to use main with arguments. Reporter's back. Okay. Coffee. Actually, that's cool. Oh, I see. So it runs. I can have a start module, that's not a problem. It's just that usually it requires. So let's see. So I can bundle it as a library. The only question remains, what do I do to call it?
Plus, take on hardwood and pet hair without having to worry about hair wrap. Enjoy cleaning comfort.
How do I guess I have to pipe it through a... I guess I'll have to see. I doubt it'll share memory. Although it might. No, but I doubt it. I suppose what I could do is I could require... Let's see. Webpack. Right, so... This is shared memory, I assume? Represents the global. Get input. Display. So if I pass the function, of course, it'll just run it. I suppose the one thing I could use is the console that introduces some slowdown, but it is possible. Because I'm essentially doing inter-process communication, or inter-thread communication anyway, for the sandbox in my main process. Let's see, package.json is a main. And then supposedly I can just require that main to run it. The problem is I don't have a requires when I run this sandbox. And I don't think I really need it now that I think about it. I just need to require it as a library. And then it just runs the main function. And then I can Webpack. I can Webpack everything together and backend. Let's note externals. Okay. just to build it. There's one level above that. And then I can just provide those modules. I can require the library to run it, and it can just use its own modules. Wow. The only thing is, do I have access to files and folders or not, which I'm thinking I would put under an admin setting. Okay, yeah, this is coming together. It's a bit more complex than I thought, but honestly, I think I expected it. I never really thought this would be like a... There's no such a thing as an easy sandbox and a easy communicating between node processes or threads, for that matter. Cool. So I can deploy things with package.json, and that's the whole package. Okay, we'll see how well it goes. I can even do debugger statements, so I can do it from a file. Okay. This should be fun because it's like like a waterfall. It'll go from one to the other. It'll be like a straight process, and then when it's done, it'll just run with different settings for the sandbox. So, suppose I need to bootstrap a service, which is the package service. So I have a main. I guess I could initialize the project like a small Node.js application just to set it up and see what I need to save. like what my setup is going to be like, and then I can extract the scaffolding from that. Okay, but first I noticed I left some old code in, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, I'm going to need this. Alright. I just deleted another one, my top level package. And okay, so I have package service, which needs to be bootstrapped. Let's see. So this is the service itself. Delete. Okay, so here is and here I need to do
100 years of master.
that says admin setting to access folders, maybe. File systems, folders, host. Maybe. Because these are your own resources, this is not likely to be the most important setting, but it could be like I could see, for example, if it gets into the environment variables, for example, where the passwords are stored, that a .m file. I wouldn't want that, so we'll see how the sandbox behaves. Because it's our own resource, it doesn't really make me as nervous as it should. Okay. So, I wonder if you can zip files right out of the browser. Zip files browser. Oh, cool. So with JZip, I can create a one single file with an attachment of the whole project. When my user, can I unzip? Unzip. Let's see. Create, open, and extract. It's not what I. JSZip. Oh. Oh, cool. So that's cool because then I can use the library to basically load the zip contents of the projects from the database from one file, so I don't have to worry about folders and all that. Let's see. JSZip does work with folders. Access. A promise. Releasing. Zip read folder. Oh, cool. So it basically navigates to the folder, assuming I can get lists. Filter for each entry at this folder level. Oh, cool. Asserts. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. Zip file. Oh, and it even gives me the paths so that it's easy. Very cool. Alright, I'm gonna take a 5-10 minute break and then I'll be right back. Nice. So fitting for this moment right now. This and the Revolution track. Oh, it's on another playlist. Sorry, no corona. I was just choking on my tea because I always choke on water or nothing of importance. Let's see if JZip has passwords. Let's see.
Interact asks, what What kind of story do you want your gifts to tell? This.
I know you were looking for a messenger bag for work, so I got you this one. It's from a local designer. I saw it in her window, and right away I knew it would be perfect for you.
Or this.
I couldn't think of anything, so I got you this tie. Oh, you wear ties, right?
Give gifts that mean $1 million this holiday season. Shop local using Interact Debit. Be proud of what you make in the kitchen. Whether you're a
Cool.
timer or an experienced home chef, the Ninja lineup of 5-star cooking appliances are...
Okay, so as a first line of defense, I suppose I could set a password on all my archives so that if I fail to recognize that password, the archive fails to recognize that password, then I know that it's not quote unquote signed by the user at least. So that I have some end-to-end protection. It's not great. I could do it better with PGP probably. But this is a good first mitigating step. Okay. GSZip. So it is or it isn't? And have password. Oh, right. Okay, maybe not. Oh, cool. So, I suppose I could take every file one by one. But then the archive won't compress, but that's okay. That's not what I'm using it for. That's just to collect everything into one attachment. So I'm just gonna encrypt all the files with that password and then decrypt them on the other side. The user password. Okay. That also should work. I just have to update my user object. Actually, my user config. That I have as a file password. Can I do it any other way? Pure.js means that it should run in the browser. We'll see how that works. If not, I might try Browserify. This is just to save on a loop that I don't want to do with crypto for the files. I just want to easy encrypt decrypt.
100 years of Mazda. 100 years of challenging the status quo. 100 years of growing.
Oh, hold on.
100 years of
Spoke too soon?
improving. And one thing that's remained the same all along, you. From 0 to 100, everything that drives you drives us forward. Mazda, built by us, inspired by you. Join the Mazda 100th anniversary celebration.
Let's see. Archiver.
The holidays will
Decrypt. Is encryptable.
to listen to it.
This adds some formats. Can I use API? Probably. Unzip? No. To no. Why is this API not complete? JZip decrypt. Zip load async. No. Why is this saying unsupported? Did you not update the documentation? Or did it? Oh, okay. So it looks like it does work. Generates async. So I guess I'll have to look at my own release on NPM. What is the version here? 350? And the build's failing. Alright. And NPM is here 350. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing this build actually runs, it just doesn't have problems. 3 million downloads. Wow. This doesn't have, that's fine. Hold on. No, I don't like that. Okay, so JZip password. Looks like the documentation's behind. Okay. Merged or closed? Yeah, there's the merge. I think. New efficient code. So it's just not efficient. So let's see what error we get. On okay. Old node. Anyway, this should work. I'm a little nervous, but it should do the trick. Come on. So it merged somewhere. But it didn't update because it was this year. So of course it's gotta have a problem in the documentation. Type blob password. Crypt string 3. Add support for. So it just hasn't been merged yet. Now when is this? Oh, people went to school and things got delayed. And that's why I can't get this version, which will Okay, so if I pull this branch, then I should run fine. npm install. And this is the browser too. So theoretically, I have to use something else for the, quite practically, I have to use something else for Node. But this is what I would use for the browser, and I can generate the password, and there's even strength. Cool. Oh, okay. So archive utility. What the heck is archive utility? Safari? Is it part of Safari? I thought, I'm so confused. I thought this was part of JSZip, which is a browser thing. Uh, 2014, come on. Google's not very good at sorting through these. And neither is their own crowd. So I guess I might just have to hack this, because I'm not, if I want another layer of password protection. I'm not cool with just trying out the library. It'll take a while. Okay. Password. Oh. Single. Encrypt. What's happening? Oh, That's too bad. No, I guess this is what's gonna run, and then so I have a package, and I'll have a few more things. Like encrypt. Where was it? It's too much work to care about working through that. See how either it works or I'm just gonna encrypt my own. Oh, and I can even do that to the zip file above it, so I don't have to do the file by file. I can just encrypt it once, because that'd make it trivial. Cool. So no, not nodes though. Browsers. Crypto.js. That should be fine. I'll just use a different library just to make things easier. Let's see. Oh, and I can even generate hashes. That's cool. Message, passphrase, format. Let's see. Message key. Oh, and apparently it's out of date. And I'm back to OpenPGP, which I remember. Except I don't want to use this because it doesn't have something. Let's see. Password. Oh, okay. Streaming encrypt. Okay. Alright, I guess that'll do. I'll gzip and then I'll encrypt the file. I don't get how this passwords thing works. I guess it'll try them all. Like a fuzzer or something. Excuse me. I could do it with the keys. Keys and compression. So I can pass along the savings, I guess. No, because this is... Oh, wow. So I have the whole message. The zip library will use better... will do my compression for me. Okay. And also... encrypt with compression. So this is just for that one file. Encrypt data with a password. So it doesn't even need compression because that'll be for the zip archive. So what I am gonna do is I will write a file watcher or a project watcher. I'll write a project watcher here so that if any file changes, then it changes it gives me an event when something changes in Node.js so that I can trigger a rebuild. So the reverse process, decrypt, unzip, install, and load. Install, load. So it's running. And then I can put my changes in the project, and it'll just allow me to test my code that much faster, so that I can run. And later on, when I actually have the whole architecture built out, I'll just have a pod that does the same thing, which is watch. So I'll have a pod that I can configure, and I can say watch this folder for me, and it submits that change from the user. So it's an elevated pod that watches this and submits the project as an update to the pod. So that will allow me to test my updates at the same time, incrementally too. So for now, I have just the back-end non-interfaced version that just runs this code, and like as part of the server, I guess. But later on, I'll go through the whole infrastructure. Okay, I'm happy with this. I think I'm gonna get to work. So decrypt. Okay, so this basically generates my encrypted executable. And then I'll build the pods above it. Once I'm happy it's well tested for the software that I have. Okay. So the user config. The node is pre-configured with that password. So it'll get confusing. It'll be like you have to specify the username and you have to specify the user signing password. And then unfortunately I can't do the same with the admin pods, because then I have to say what the admin's deployment password is. So the admin's deployment password gets used because either it's less secure, that's a security problem. How will my admin secure the... Okay, so if I replicate it down to the databases as part of the pod, so I don't want it to go to the database because I don't want it to go through the through the resource user because that might be exposed. Like I might lose my Raspberry Pi or some hack on a client, like on a browser. So those things won't work. I might be able to save the admin password. That's probably my best option is I have to hand out an admin password that can later be used to execute the code. So it's like a public key almost. So, right, that's kind of what happens in general for public crypto anyway. So I just go and give the public key. But because it's a password, it's a little trickier. So, let's see. So I guess if I'm going to take a shortcut, I'm just going to pass my passwords to every node, to every resource. Basically, I'm going to pass my public keys. And then I guess I could have them change like every day or something for now. Or like every hour even. And then what would happen? It basically becomes invalidated. So it fails to decrypt for two reasons. It either fails to decrypt because it doesn't have the right password anymore, or it fails to decrypt because there was some but I have an admin, so I don't have to have an admin password because everything's centralized. And I know what everybody's password is because it's going to be stored in the database, which I don't want. It's going to be stored in the node. And then it basically encrypts with that password. Anything that's centrally approved for deployment gets encrypted with the current password. So the only problem with that is if something gets to... and most of the time, if it's not admin stuff, most of the time it just gets encrypted from the edge anyway. So the only problem is the edge has its password in the database. But it doesn't have to be. Let's see. Can I remember two password fields? Oh. Okay, so maybe different users. So 2 different users, and one of them is a dummy. And I can make the browser remember both. So I can save that password without involving the database. Okay, so when it signs up, it basically gives me this password. When it signs up, that right, so I have to change my routes and my configs. So only the user knows that password in the database. I don't even need the user to know. No. Let's see. No, I don't think it just remembers it. Oh, but I need someone to tell the admin how to, or even the user, if it's not running, because it's running a different node. So I need a set of each one password for each resource, unless I have it per user. And okay, I have it per user. And they get to copy over the password the first time. It asks for their user's deployment password. They copy it over, it saves in the browser, and that's it. And I get to save that password in the user, so the node, even the user opens a browser and they've signed up already, so that creates another node, obviously. So it has a node that runs a pod that basically runs the user interface, asking for, like the Bootstrap asks for what user you are and what their deployment password is. And then it generates its own node, or it already has its own node. Okay, so it has its own node, and then it joins that node to that user by updating. So I'll need to update, or maybe it's just a Bootstrap. It's not even a pod. It just runs the Bootstrap, gives the user and their deployment password. Okay, so I'm gonna write this down. So here, where is it? Node. Okay. So to do edge. Okay, so Bootstrap by asking the user deploy password, the user name and their deploy password. then wait for this request to create an Edge user and database. With those credentials that I store in user and user config. Okay, and then when admin deployments happen, then the pods are zipped
Cancer is so widespread.
and encrypted. Okay, JSZip, and encrypted with this. Then the package is reversed with the password from .env or from browser password memory. Then it's installed according to with npm install from package.json. Then it's run by requiring in the main from the scaffolding it's run by requiring the main from the scaffolding. Inside a sandbox, which is VM2. Okay, and then, so this is kind of how it happens. That will require this to change, and the change is this. I need to have a password here, username, so it's called user password, user's password. And then in user config, not in node config, in user config, this passwords get set. So I need to generate a different password. Here, so when this is set, when they set up the user, it's just set behind the scenes in the user config. And I'm going to call this user key because user password is too long. User key. Here, and then what? Then I go here and I change my user config. So where's this node service? Okay. How do I user config? Oh, here. Deploy key and user key. Just gonna call it key because I'm cool. Nice and short. So now my node basically requires the setup from the user themselves to spell out this key that they're going to use. Either in the browser saved as browser password or as an environment variable. Cool. So my next is user key. So it's my environment. Okay. So this is not allowed, obviously. User key. And this is going to be admin user key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So when the node goes through, no, when the user config goes through, this has to be populated. Just for the user. Oh, and because, that's cool. Because when my user signs in through the browser, oh wait, what if it's anonymous? Let's see. When it signs in through the browser, you have to have a user key. So you have to log in at least, and it creates its own node. So you log into your user, it creates its key, and then the admin will use that key to deploy it to you. So it should all work. So actually, put it here. So this is true. For all cases. I don't really care about the copying the value. User key, because any browser is signed in. And actually any browser or edge device, implying that, so I can just read. No, because the node. Okay, so the browser's fine because it will require will sign into the user, which is like sort of safe because of the sandbox of the browser, and then any edge setup will need to put the user key in the environment. Not perfect at all. For now, anyway. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. So I have this key. And if I want to deploy anything from admin to its own nodes, then it will use that key. I don't even think I need to use the admin key. Like that's only for Edge, because admin will just deploy to the nodes. We'll see. I'll leave it in for now. And then, so I guess I'm just kind of gonna call it something else. So, gonna call it Edge user key. And actually, I'm going to use this key. No, this is for another one. Okay. So, if I run Edge, then this will be admin. Oh, so when it distributes the core modules onto the core nodes, then it uses this key. And then anything else that's not core, I expect it to be an edge key. Anything that's not, yeah, because they'll have their own user. Okay, this should do it. It's not the best, like, there is room for improvement, but that's what I'm comfortable. Like, that's the most effort I can do, and it's kind of sort of the PGP, but not yet. Because then we'll have distributing the public key anyway, which is sort of the same thing. So I'm happy with that. I've done my best effort for the first prototype. Okay, so that's the design, and now I'm going to have to change the user config. So I'm going to say key here. Needs to be provided and saved with the user. Three to 20. Admin key. Username and key right here. Dot key. So there's I have another half an hour booked. 12:31, yeah. And I have these keys. That they get either from the browser or from the environment. I guess I could even have like a setup script for the environment that would do the same thing as the browser. Just gonna put it here. An environment to do setup script like the browser. So I could even do an ephemeral login maybe? Something like that. So I don't have to do the copying. But maybe not. And then this kind of in here. Work in progress. Okay. So that's kind of the whole architecture of doing this. And so I need a watcher. I need a service. I need a service here. That's like package watcher. Packaged watcher. So it loads. And every time I save, it delivers it watches. So by loading on the package watcher, it starts watching, and then when I hit save, no, it automatically, it will automatically registers once it's loaded on that package. There's no save. Package watcher. Load. It's like it's saving itself because it's loaded the package, and then as I guess I could split up like that, and then as things happen, it just hits save on itself. It's automated its own. And then when I hit delete on it, it stops. Sounds better. Alright. So package watcher. Package folder? I don't even know. Oh, it's in services. So, oh, that is a service. Okay. So it loads the package, watches it for changes, and then when there are changes, it saves that package. On the core. I could run it as a core because it will generate the package, and then my edge just needs to be able to execute the package. Right, so my core will ultimately be watching those pods, those files from the pods, and then it generates. Oh, so it watches the node config. It watches the users, because the users will be logged in, managing the. Oh, okay. So here, like, this setup script could be the command line interface of the whole project. So if you want to log into your user and use the command line interface, you can. It's not just. So it's through isomorphic. JS, so that either way it doesn't make a difference what's doing this. Once it's signed into the user at the edge, it uses the same logic as the front end, just without the graphics. That seems like a complete thing to do, you know? So I guess my core has a service called package. Which is the same. Okay. So the core watches my package and now spits out the distribution. This guy watches that distribution and spits out the... Oh, so this represents multiple packages. But I interact only through one in the ad, see? Okay. Yeah, I think this should work. So the node config, let's see. It doesn't have anything to do with the key, does it? This is just to check that it is provided. This is just a logic to check so I don't really need it here, because it just checks locally whether it has the key. And when it does find that, then this node will just get added. Somewhere in the Bootstrap. So in the browser. Okay. Yeah, this should be how it looks. Because I don't want to have to send my key over the wire just to set up the Bootstrap. Okay. I think this is how it works. So let's sets up the key. This is key. Yeah. Let's see how these replications are doing. Okay, so yeah, if it fails, it fails. Let's see if See, restart CouchDB replication. I guess I just have to save it? I don't know. Start. And this isn't working. So what if I say none here? Because that was the hard part. So I just go this one. I'm just gonna create a new one. To this one. Continuous. Huh. That's sad. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm not opening that if this isn't copy. Nope. I'm just gonna do this. Whoops. Where's my end file? And this one. Annoying, but it works. Okay, so I have what I was looking for. Okay, I think that's it. I'm not gonna worry about why or like the writing this till tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 23rd, one of my favorite days because it's the middle of the week. And then after this, like it's always like it's the beginning of the week, and then the end of the week is always busy, and Wednesday is such a nice day. And then Christmas Day I'll be on too, probably for at least 3 hours. But I already did a lot yesterday, doing lots of homework for this to understand what the sandboxing was. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. But I am gonna have to reopen my project file. So drive and resave these tabs because they're pretty important. Stay tuned for our podcast. Again, a spin-off of Transformers with 600 pages to write, which I'm not excited about. But yeah, I came up with new names and everything, so everything should be pretty free from trademarks other than this normative mention that it is that same kind of universe, but like many moons after, something like that, to the logical conclusion, sort of thing. Here's hoping I can write 600 pages. Alright. Let's see. Delete. Okay. This is Friday. It's been a nice Tuesday. I learned a lot, which is mainly just how this whole pipeline is going to go from one project folder, the Node.js project folder, all the way to the... Oh wow, it's not even going to need imports. Except for what it has already, I guess. But still, it makes things a little cleaner. Through VM2, just package it up with the user's key, and then open it back up with that same key. It'll be fun for tomorrow. I don't expect I'll have much trouble with any of these libraries, water falling through them. That's the quick recap. I'm really excited to see if I get any viewers tomorrow. See you.